Okay, so we are now on our third video. So let us continue our discussion on sell or process further. So we have here good earth products. I shall give you 2 minutes to answer this question. 2 minutes to answer this question. Okay, so please pause this video if you haven't finished answering yet. I'm now going to show the solution. Please answer before watching. Good Earth Products produces orange juice and candied orange peels. A 1,000 pound batch of oranges costing $500 is transformed using labor of $50 into 100 pounds of orange peels, 300 pints of juice. The company has determined that the sales value of 100 pounds of peels at the split of point is $350, and the value of a pint of juice not pasteurized or bottled yet is 0.40. Beyond the split of point, the cost of sugar coating and packaging the 100 pounds of peels is $150. The cost of pasteurizing and packaging the 300 pints of juice is $260. A 100 pound box of sugar coated peels, sugar coating and packaging na to, can be sold to commercial baking companies for $600. Each pint of pasteurized juice can be sold for $1. Question: what's the incremental benefit or cost to the company of sugar coating 100 pounds of pills rather than selling them at the split of point? Another same question, this time for the juice. Incremental benefit or cost to the company of pasteurizing and packaging a pint of juice rather than selling the juice at the split of point. So we shall perform sell or process further analysis. Again, if we sell immediately, zero incremental changes. Should we decide to process further, there will be incremental sales revenue and incremental cost. Let us start with the pills. For the 100 pound of orange pills, this can be sold for $350 at the split of point. Processing further will increase the revenue to $600. The incremental sales is therefore $250. With regards to the incremental costs, it will take, for sugar coating and packaging, it would take $150. 250 minus 150 is 100. No? 250 minus 150 is 100. That is processing further the pills. As for the juice, if we process further the juice, the revenue will go up from 0.40 to 1. Okay, from 0.40 to 1 per pint times 300 pints, that would give you 180. No? That would give you 180 incremental revenue in total. Now, the cost of pasteurizing and packaging, however, is 260. So, lugi tayo, no? 180 minus 260, lugi tayo ng 80. So, the correct answer is letter C. If we process further the pills, there's an incremental profit of 100, right? If we process further the juice, we will have an incremental loss of 80. Ayan, incremental loss of 80. Correct answer is letter C. Okay, next, let us talk about this problem. I'll give you 2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes. Okay, game. Please answer before listening to the solution. Pause this video if you must. David Corporation produces 2 products from a joint process. Information about the 2 joint products follows. So you have here product X and product Y. The joint cost is 85,000. David currently sells both products at split off. So currently, both X and Y are sold at split off. If David makes the decision which maximizes profit, its profit will increase by, okay, so una, si X and Y at split off binebenta. Pero paano kung pag-isipan natin, sell or process further muna? Let's talk about product X. Processing further product X will increase the price from 30 to 40. The additional cost, however, is 15. 10 minus 15, lugi tayo ng 5, no? So, we are going to lose $5 in this case. So, David is just correct in selling X immediately. So, no changes for X. X is being sold immediately. And dapat lang, sell X immediately. So, for product X, no change. Product Y. Processing further product Y will increase the price from 16 to 50. That's an increase of 34. The increase in cost, however, is 30. So, pwede na, no? 34 minus 30, we will increase the profit by 4. So, for product Y, ang dapat gawin ni David, process further niya dapat yan, no? David should process Y further. So, you would have the following increase in profit. For product X, no changes should be made, 0. For product Y, that's $4. Because there are 4,000 pounds of product Y in production that period, so multiply 4 by 4K, the increase in profit would be 16,000 pesos. No? 16,000 pesos yung increase in profit. Okay, so that's it for David Corporation. Tama ginagawa niya kay X, no changes need to be made. But for Y, from selling immediately, it's best to process further. That's an additional of 4 times 4,000, 16,000 pesos. So that would be all for sell or process further type of decisions. This time, we are going to talk about the fourth decision, keep or drop a division or product line. Okay? Most companies have multiple products and multiple branches. Tama. For a lot of companies, they do not simply sell one product or operate in one geographic area. No? Most companies would, as a matter of policy, sell more than a single product line. So, hindi pwedeng isang product line lang yung binebenta. Bihira yung ganun, no? And, if ever they are servicing through branches, they usually operate at more than one branch. So, question, if a product line or branch, such as a division, no? A product line or a division is not operating profitably, what are we going to do kung hindi kumikita? So, we have the option of keeping it despite losing money or process it further. No? Process it further. Or drop it. It's either we're going to keep it or drop it. Pag sinabi natin keep, no changes will be made. Kung nandyan yung division, nandyan yung product line, as is pa rin. But if we drop a product line or a division, we will lose the sales revenue pertaining to that division. We will also avoid some of the costs pertaining to that division. And sometimes, the closure or dropping of one division or product line can have impact on the remainder. No? Yung mga naiwan na product line at division baka affected either positively or negatively. If the impact on the remaining product lines or divisions will mean that our contribution margin will increase, so there will be a positive increase here. It can also be a negative increase, no? Nagkaka-positive increase yung pag-drop ng isang product kapag substitute yung naiwan, no? Lahat mapupunta sa substitute. O hindi naman lahat, no? Maraming sa mga nawalang benta mapupunta sa substitute na binebenta din natin. But dropping the product line or division can be detrimental if the products are complements. So, drinap mo yung isang product line, may mga complement siya doon sa naiwan na product line. Sayang, no? Yung mga customer mahilig bilhin na sabay doon sa product line. So, baka affected negatively yung sales. So, kapag magda-drop tayo ng product or division, tandaan nyo na pag silent, variable cost and direct fixed cost would be the avoidable costs. No? When you drop, these are the costs that will disappear. Anyway, tuloy tayo. I'll give you 1 minute for this one. Okay, so this would act as a sample problem. Papago company produces 3 versions of its most popular product, small, medium, and large. A condensed segmented income statement for a recent period follows. So you have for the small division, this operational results. For the medium one here and the large one here. And then they are totaled as 1. So, assume that 20% of the fixed expenses for the large line are avoidable. Okay, 20% daw ng fixed cost ng large line avoidable. Should Papago eliminate or drop, no? Drop the large line? Why or why not? Please finalize your answers before continuing with this recorded video. Okay, what will happen if we are going to drop the large line? So as mentioned a while ago, keeping the large line would mean there will be no changes, no? Kung ano nakikita nyo, ito na yung mangyayari. Okay? But if we will drop this large line, the revenues will disappear in total. Yung 130,000 na large line, mawawala yan, no? 130K. Pero sa cost, ang mawawala lang sa cost yung variable cost tsaka direct fixed cost kapag silent. So variable cost and direct fixed cost will be avoidable if the problem is silent. In this problem, there's no problem with variable expenses. That's deemed avoidable. The fixed cost, it's vague. However, in the following statement, it was made clear that 20% of the fixed expenses are avoidable. So dito sa 44K na to, 20% ni large, no? Yung 44,000, 20% na yan would be avoidable. So 20% of 44K is 8,800. 116,000 plus 8,800 is 124,800. Now, dito sa problem na to, wala namang impact yung pagkawala ni large kay small and medium. Either positively or negatively, there is none. So, dropping large would actually reduce your profit by 5-2. So, the answer is boy. Should Papago eliminate the large line? I would say no. I would recommend no. Because doing so will mean that the company's income will decrease by 5-2. Nagmumukha lang naka-loss si large. Pero pag binitawan mo si large, mas lalo kang malulugi. No? Dropping large, nawala yung lahat ng revenue ni large, pero hindi lahat ng cost nawala. So the incremental profit or loss is loss, no? Incremental loss is 5,200. So I would say no. We should not eliminate the large line because net income will decrease by 5-2. Okay? So how about the next problem? Another 1 minute will be given to you. Go. Okay, Harmony Soda. Harmony Soda is considering eliminating a department that has incurred losses over the past several years. The department has a contribution margin of $94,000 per year. Fixed costs charged to the department total 102K. 29,000 is avoidable. If the department was eliminated, what would be the effect on Harmony Soda's operating income? So if we're going to drop this department, the revenues and variable costs will disappear. mawawala lahat ng revenue at yung variable cost. Okay? Kapag silent yung problem, yung variable cost tsaka yung direct fixed cost, avoidable yan ha? Dito sa keep or drop type na problem. So, sales and variable costs are summarized in the CM. Ito na yung difference na 94K. Mawawala to, CM na to, pag drinap natin yung department. Pero sa fixed cost, ang mawawala lang ay 29K. So, if we drop the department, we will lose 94K of CM, but only 29K of the fixed cost. And then no other impact on the other product lines, no? No impact on the other product lines and divisions. Dropping the department of Harmony Soda would mean profit will go down by 65,000. Correct answer is D or dog. Okay? Correct answer is D or dog. Sige. How about this one? Okay. Next problem. Manor Company plans to discontinue a department that currently provides a $24,000 contribution margin and has allocated overhead of 48,000, of which 21,000 cannot be eliminated. 21,000 cannot be eliminated. Manor's average income tax rate is 30%. What's the effect of this discontinuance on Manor's after-tax profit? Would be an... Okay. So if we drop this department, mawawala yung variable cost tsaka yung revenue, no? So the CM of 24K will disappear. Of the fixed cost, 21K cannot be eliminated. However, 48K yung total, no? So 27,000 yung pwedeng mawala, no? Wala naman daw effect sa iba, no? Impact on others is 0. So if we drop this, actually, the profit will increase by 3,000 before tax. And do not forget, taxes were incorporated in this problem. So tax this at 30%, that's 900. The profit after tax will increase by 2,100. Correct answer is letter A, increase of $2,100. Okay, so far this one is easy. How about this one? Okay, 2 minutes. Okay, let us answer. So, kung hindi pa kayo tapos, no? Talagang tapusin nyo, ha? Bago tayo sumagot ng magkasama. Okay, please make sure to answer. Please make sure to answer first before we are going to, before you listen to this solution. A retail company has 3 segments with total operating income of $500,000. Selected financial info for segment 1 is presented below. Okay, the unit sales are at 28,000. Sales revenue 700K. Cost of sales 420K. Admin expenses 144K. Commissions 14K. Rent 140K and salaries 32K. So, admin expenses are allocated to the 3 segments equally. So, allocated yung admin, no? This one is allocated. Yan. Commissions are paid to the salesperson in each segment based on 2% of gross sales. So, the commissions is actually incurred, no? Binabayaran siya at 2% of gross sales. The company rents the entire building and allocates the rent on the 3 segments based on the square footage occupied by each. So, yung rent allocation lang yan. Salaries represent payment to employees in the segments. More on that later. The controller has expressed concern about the operating loss for segment 1. So if you calculate the profit or loss of this one, it's a loss. And has suggested that it be closed. If the segment is closed, none of the employees would be retained. So in other words, avoidable itong salaries na to, no? Avoidable itong salaries na to. Should the company drop segment 1? To answer your question, only focus on the revenues that would disappear, 700K, and the cost that would disappear. Sa mga cost na mawawala, kabilang dyan yung cost of sales. Yung admin, allocated lang yan, ha? The admin expense is only allocated to the 3 segments equally. So this is not going to disappear. Yung commission, mawawala yan. Kung walang revenue, walang commission. The rent will not be affected. The company will still rent the entire building, even if we drop segment 1. The salaries would be avoided because none of the employees would be retained if segment 1 is closed. So, lose revenue of 700, okay? Negative 700. The costs that were avoided are 420K positive, 14K positive, and 32K positive. So, if we drop segment 1, we will lose more than we will gain, than we will save. No? 700K na revenue mawawala. Yung cost, hindi aabot ng 700K. So, the answer is boy, no, because the total operating income would decrease by $234,000. No? The total operating income would decrease by $234,000 should we decide to close down segment 1. Mawawala yung 700K. Ang matitipid lang natin dyan, cost of sales, commissions, tsaka salary. Admin expense and rent, they are not, no? They are not avoidable. Yung admin, ina-allocate lang yan equally. So, kung mawala si segment 1, ganun pa rin yung admin expense, no? Hindi mawawala yung admin expense na yun. Ganon din sa rent, no? Nire-rent yung buong building. So, kung mawala si segment 1, andyan pa rin yung buong rent ng building. So, after all things considered, we recommend no because the total operating income would decrease by 234K by then. So, letter boy. Okay? I'll give you a few seconds for this one. Go. Okay, let us answer. Which of the following statements concerning the impact of income taxes on marginal analysis is correct? So which is going to deal with the impact of income taxes on marginal analysis? Okay, actually, when you incorporate taxes, just like what we did with Manor Company, your decision of whether to keep or drop, no, the more financially advantaged decision of whether to keep or drop will not change. What will change is the amount, no? Mababawasan yung amount. So, nalala nyo ito kay Manor Company. Without taxes, our recommendation will be to drop so that the profit will increase by 3K. With taxes, we would still say drop, but the increase in profit is only 2-1. So before tax 3K, after tax 2-1. So kung pabor tayo sa drop, drop pa rin, may tax man o wala. So what's the best answer? The best answer is letter C. Introducing income taxes into the analysis decreases the difference in income between dropping a product line and keeping a product line. So, mababawasan yung difference ng income ng dalawa. But it does not change the higher income option into the lower income option. Okay? Okay, how about this one? Okay, CompuCot is thinking about ending production of two types of microprocessor. Financial data related to the products is provided below. So you have the alpha model and the beta model. If CompuCot stops making the alpha, it estimates it can eliminate 85% of the fixed costs associated with that model. Similarly, if it stops making beta, it estimates it can eliminate 95% of the fixed costs associated with that model. Given these figures, which of the following statement is true? So, kapag mawala si alpha, we will lose the sales revenue of 1125K. We will save on variable cost for 66K. Of the fixed expenses, we will save out of 689K, only 85%. No? Okay. So, calculate nyo na lang kung ano yung net effect. No? Dito yung 85%. Yan. 1125K negative, no? Nawala yung sales. Plus, savings of 466K variable expense. and of the fixed cost plus savings of 85% of 689K. Okay? Paano naman kay beta? Gamitan ko ng ibang ink. If we will drop beta, we would lose the entire 1399K sales revenue. Save on variable expenses, 843K. Save on fixed expenses, 596K times 95%. No? Only 95% of the 596K. So look at the net effect. Should you compare the two, you would notice that letter A, CompuCo will lose 73,350 if it stops making the alpha processor. Kaya wag natin i-drop no, si alpha model. But save 10,200 if it stops making the beta processor. So we should consider dropping beta model because doing so will save money. Answer is letter A. Okay? Sige. Chua Corp, I'll give you 3 minutes, no? Medyo mahaba to, no? Chua Corp, I'll give you 3 minutes. Okay, please answer this one. If you need more time, just pause this video. Please make sure that you answer this. Okay? Please make sure that you answer this. Kung talagang gahol sa oras, pwede naman i-pause nyo muna itong video na ito. Okay. So, just a few more seconds, then magdi-discuss na rin ako. Okay. Chua Corp is deciding whether or not to eliminate Gino's segment of its business. Gino's segment generates total sales of 104,000 pesos, direct expenses of 22,000 pesos, indirect expenses of 26,000 pesos. Its cost of goods sold is 64,000 pesos. Only 6,000 pesos of the direct expenses and 8,000 of the indirect expenses are avoidable. Question: determine the incorrect statement. Determine the incorrect statement. Okay, so let's start with statement A. Let's test whether this is true or false. We'll focus on A first. Gina segment has a revenue of 104K. COGS is 64K. Gross profit is 40K. Now, the expenses would include direct 22K and indirect 26K. So it's a true statement, it's an accurate statement to say that it operates at a net loss of 8,000. Okay? The segment, Gina segment, has a net loss of 8,000 pesos. A is a correct statement. We are looking for the wrong statement, right? So A is not the answer. A is a correct statement. The segment has a net loss of 8K. We are looking for the incorrect statement. So since A is correct, this is not the answer. Okay. Now here's my question. What will happen if we drop the Gino segment? What will happen if we drop the Gino segment? Well, as stated, we would lose all the revenues. No? 104K, mawawala lahat yan. Siyempre, yung COGS, mawawala rin. No? If you will drop the Gino segment, your cost of goods sold will also disappear along with your sales revenue. So you would lose your gross profit. But accordingly, for the expenses, only 6,000 will be avoidable, indirect expense. And then only 8,000 can be avoided for indirect expenses. So if we drop Gina segment, the operating income will disappear by, would decrease pala. The operating income will decrease by 26,000 pesos. No? Babagsak yung operating income ng 26,000 pesos. Ayan. That's what happens when you drop Gino segment. So, calculate natin ano mangyayari after. Ang mangyayari after, mawawala lahat ng sales, COGS, tsaka GP. Ano may iwan? Yung direct expenses from 22K magiging less 6K, 16 na lang. Yung indirect expenses from 26K, mababawasan ng 8K, 18K na lang. Operating loss will worsen. No? Mula sa 8,000, lumala ng 26K. No? Yun yung decrease in profit. So yung operating income mo babagsak sa negative 34,000 para kay Gino segment, assuming na todo tigil na tayo doon. Okay? So let us now compare the sales revenue, which is in green, and the direct expenses. Sales revenue in green and the direct expenses in orange. Avoidable pala. The avoidable expenses in orange. Anyway, so yun, no? Ano yung avoidable? Siyempre yung COGS, avoidable yan, no? 64K plus 6K plus 8K. Yan. Yan yung mga total avoidable costs, no? Which is box in orange. Yan. 64K plus 6K plus 8K. That would give you 78,000. So the segment's revenue is greater than the avoidable cost. So letter boy is also a correct statement. Tama rin yung boy, no? The revenue is greater than the avoidable cost. 104,000 is above 78,000. Now let's compare avoidable and unavoidable cost. So gamitin ko dito red. Yung unavoidable cost, yung naiwan. Etong nakabox sa red, that's a total of 34,000. So, tama naman, no? Tama naman. Letter dog is also correct. The segment's avoidable cost, 78K, is greater than the unavoidable cost of only 34K. Okay? So, the segment's avoidable costs are greater than the unavoidable costs. So, this is an accurate statement as well. So, A is a correct statement, boy is a correct statement, and dog is a correct statement. We're looking for the incorrect statement, so the answer is letter C. Okay? We are looking for the incorrect statement, and therefore the correct answer is letter C. The segment is a good candidate for elimination? Actually, no. As you have noticed, if we drop G na segment, our operating income will worsen by 26K. So mula 8K, bumagsak pa ng 26K, ang magiging operating loss natin negative 34K, mas malala, no? So is the segment a good candidate for elimination? The answer is no. That's what we are looking for. We're looking for the false statement. Okay? And that would sum up our 3-hour discussion on relevant costing for short-term decisions. The last decision, prioritizing the use of constrained resources, will be discussed on-site. No? On-site natin pag-uusapan ito, no? What is a constraint? And how are we going to deal with constraints? Okay? Yan. We are to consider the opportunity cost of the foregone time. More on that, no? When we're going to discuss on-site. No? So for this coming week, we will just be relying on the recorded videos. So more or less, naka one session na tayo with the 3 videos that I have prepared. Okay? So for your quiz 1, please take note that the coverage will end on variable versus absorption costing, no? Lahat ng diniscuss sa relevant costing relevant costing for short-term decisions, no? Yung mga marginal or incremental analysis. So far in this recorded video, no, in this set of recorded videos, please take note that they will be covered in quiz 2. Okay? I'm talking to batch 2024, no? Batch 2024. So this would be covered in quiz 2. Sa quiz 2 pa to papasok, ha? So that will be all for our discussion. Thank you for listening.